Every time I look at the date, I'm like, it's the 20th, and I'm like, it's the 20th. That fly by. Please help upon this. No, probably next week. I'm probably doing the same thing. I'm not sure as to how much work I'm going to get done on the weekends. My goal is to 8 hours a day, and yeah, this is gonna be weird. If I get 8 hours done a day for both weekends in a row, that's a total of 32 just on the weekends, which is, considering that during the week I'm getting a total of 15. That's a lot. So weekends will give me more than anything. So that's my goal, but I'm not expecting that. So but I had, did I do any work on this after? Yes, I did. After last stream. Oh, a lot of the stuff I did was in the last shot. I don't want to go to it, but there's this particle error here with this box popping up like that, and that is not supposed to be there. It's the same. Oh, I thought the other one had the same thing. I guess not. But I figured out what was causing that error, and I got rid of it. So that, and I think I added another layer of clouds around here so that it didn't seem to just be separated from the background, so it actually blends a little better. And I added some extra lights to the dragons because I felt like this one and this one kind of stand out, but a lot of these other ones don't really. So I added a couple extra lights to have them stand out a bit more. And I added an extra light so this one dragon actually flashes when the second explosion goes off, because right now it's like this one goes off and it makes some kind of light around here, but that not much. And so I added an extra light so it went across the dragons. Yeah, I thought the swirling clouds actually turned out really well. Oh, okay. I thought that was a light that got kind of mid-distance, but it was the explosion. Now, I was actually really proud of those clouds because it's all an optical illusion too, which I think is what's hilarious about it. But I did re-render the new one, but I forgot to turn on the grass for this shot, so it rendered without the grass. But I didn't really care about that. It also figured out the difference in the speed. So for comparison, this is the old shot for how the camera moves, and it moved a lot slower. This is now moving faster. The only thing I have a problem with it right now is that I feel like it doesn't feel organic enough. So I'm thinking of what doing is having it go and kind of sway in a little bit more instead of as it is right now. But I definitely like it going quicker for sure. So and I originally thought this was a little dark, but I think it was before the coloration fixes. Yeah, because that's the original render, and then that's the cleanup. But I definitely like it better. Plus, I think it turns its head a bit quicker. But that was what this looks like. And that's obviously missing the grass. but I think it should work. I was worried about it not merging well. I feel like this is a little bit weird of a transition from here to here, because like in this shot she's moving, but just before the end she stops, which I think is what gives that better transition from moving to not moving. Well, in this I don't have that luxury. I thought I might be able to how's this camera go? I wonder if I could have the camera at this point, just before the end, kind of stop moving and look up and focus on something else. Because if I can focus on the background and the scenery, because this is technically a scenic shot. So that might work. I'm gonna have to putz with that. Explosion next to the dragon looks like dust. Which one? Actually looks like it kind of hits him. Well, and originally my intent was to have some kind of a dragon or something doing the actual shooting of something down there. Because if I remember right, it was talking about it just being pelted. So, oh yeah, no, because SFM is great for working a lot of stuff, but if you get into like very complicated shots like this, I mean, with everything on, I'm previewing at like 8 frames a second and without running motion blur, so it's hard to tell if something's going to look right in final. So I've been doing it that every night, just about, that I do something. I've been rendering out some portion, and then in the morning, if I need to do another one, I'll render out a second bit, and I then check that out when I afterwards. And so this is essentially just layers upon layers of added shots of all the different renders so that I can view what I have currently rendered. And none of this is actually going to be the final renders. This is just for testing. And so I've kind of gotten to the point of, other than the transition here, I'm good with a lot of these first shots. This one I need to modify when she moves here. I thought her leg was clipping there for a sec, but it's not. That I'm happy with now, so I'm good. I might have to be careful here too, because there's a lot of like light beams in front of the camera here, but then when it transfers to here, there's a huge contrast change, and that might be a little weird. Yeah, I'm gonna have to play with that. I kind of want to modify this a little bit too. There's just modifying those dragons was tough, and maybe have a couple more flying overhead or something. But yeah, that was looking okay. I was worried that the motion blur was going to make it difficult to see what's going on, or her eye was going to be too bright, but it's actually pretty good. Her tail was a little weird there, but I'm going to leave it. That's fine. That's one that I have almost never touched other than add the gun things. That one I'm happy with. Though I kind of want to... Where's my color correction? I want to see what I can do for color correction on that. Okay. So we're just going to grab the standards. Actually, I'm just going to grab levels right now. Oh, there's a... I always forget about it. I always forget to add vibrance to see if that helps. This one's probably not going to help too much, but because vibrance is my base is just 45 increase and 2 on saturation. Which is probably not going to make it too big of a difference in this shot. It makes a little bit more yellow in the background, but I'm wondering if I should almost keep it lower. If I put it to -25. So -25 is 0. And we're going to do a photo filter, adding kind of a, we'll go with a custom. 50. Though I'm what blue would technically be more metallic, but it's not industrial. Okay, and now. Make that shot too bright. Actually, the reduction of the vibrance actually makes it brighter. What if I go negative 10 on the saturation? Or just not as much? Negative 10. It's like, I don't want to make it brighter in the colors because it really doesn't feel like a shot that would be getting the most out of it by being colored. And having it too clear would actually be worse. Okay, like here, if I crutch it too much, I can't see a lot of the details, which are going to be added by that slider. Yeah. Or is it just from... No, the vibrance isn't doing it. So I have to be a little careful because I lose a lot of his detail if I play with that too much. Yeah, I lose the detail really quick. You can see right in here, his clothes just kind of poof away. I'm thinking speed grade might do a better job on that, but also, is that the normal brightness? Yeah, really buff that up. I kind of almost just am kind of, ooh, just that photo filter alone might be enough. You know what? I kind of just like it as it was, actually. I think in speed grade I'll definitely will play with it a little bit, not for con render, but in general. Get rid of these for now, so it goes back to the pre-rendered stuff. So anyways. Well, the movement here is supposed to be sort of fast. She's supposed to be running at like at a pretty good clip. I have to keep it consistent. And I wanted it to be sort of fast because, like, even in the original, I guess it's right here, the background is moving by pretty quick, about the same speed as this, really. If anything, it's actually slower. But the camera on this is implied to also be spinning around, where it starts in front of her here, but by the end of it, it's kind of implied it's behind her, so it's actually doing the camera spin too. So, but it's all interpretation. But without that grass, this render is still not going to be the best representation of what I can, or what I'm looking for. But I like it. The grass definitely turned out, like, moving around here, it turned out really well. So, anyways. So far, from looking at the shot, I want to look at the background here. Okay, so the detail, that's the other thing I want to make sure of. So right now, those trees are floating. Is that where the trees are at this point? So the trees did not move. Good to know. And that is actually fine, because that is the only one I can see. I can't even see the other one. this point, there's supposed to be trees back there. Yeah, but they move correctly. Nonetheless, just means that I need to take these trees just move them to what I think will be a good position. Where would they be right here? They would be in the right position, so I'll just leave them there. That's all I care about. So that was my other thing too, is I need to make sure that it's really confused me because left and right go frames and the other program is control left and right on this one. So the background I think looks fine here. If anything, little buddy back there probably needs a little bit more sunlight. He moves into the sunlight, but I think that he needs at least something more because he seems really dark there. It looks, yeah, I need to get him lit up a little bit. I thought I had a light on him. Apparently I didn't. See where his horn's supposed to be. So I don't mind that his face is kind of blown out lighting there. Oh, actually if it renders like that I will. If I just drop the brightness a little bit, because what does it look like without? So actually I only need it early on. I bet you from here to here. So I'm going to decrease the brightness all the way right now. Once it gets to here, let's have it decrease. Because by then his head turns again. We'll see how that goes later. I'm going to be rendering this one again tonight, so I can get a good test for it tomorrow. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to call this one done. Look, one left. Though there are a couple of these I still need to fix. So this one, okay, so I want to see if I can play with this camera. This is going to be first main. this is the one I'm not using anymore. No, because it looks stupid. Probably want to increase the size of this one because it's kind of small and indistinguishable. And that's not what I wanted to increase. There we go, that's a little better. Okay, so the camera movement was just needs to be a little bit changed. It's not racist. I felt that when I was going through here, it just was hard to see, so that's why I was trying to add it. Or add something a little bit more. So I was saying that it couldn't be seen well enough, it needed more visibility. That's a good thing. Alright. I think, hold on, what's in the original here? Okay, so I see what the original, because here I dip into it, in that, it actually instead goes the other way. That might actually make it too fast. Just did a zoom out a little bit, but there's part of the city missing over here if I do it that way. But it creates a better spring effect. I wonder if that's how they did it here. Nope, they didn't, so that well, technically that would be an easy way to cheat it. Well, I think the city's actually open a little bit here. Yep, you see the sky through there. I wonder if I should fix that. Come on. Oh, it's 156. It's visible for such a short period, I wonder if it'll matter. I tried, I can't get it where any time if the skull's wide enough to fit, it goes so far forward that it's a hindrance, especially for how the camera moves. And if I try to do it the other way, it doesn't fit his head. I tried utilizing two of them together, split apart, but then it makes four horns and it looks really weird. So I just decided to put it next to him instead. I couldn't find any or anything that would work for that. I wonder if I should fix the hair so that it doesn't have these, like, it kind of has a blonde outline on the inside, I think, from low texture quality. I could probably fix that. Plus, I could also remove these black lines at the bottom. So just trying to get some of these small nuances of things cleared up. I've been kind of hitting them as I go, but I want to try to get this one to a renderable point. Alright, so I can see the glowing edges on this. So I'm just going to image size 1024. That should get rid of a lot of it. Trying to think of the best way to go about it. Okay, I think I know. I'm going to partially recreate it. I want to get some of the more detail into some of these, so I'm just going to recreate it. So, alright. It's actually pretty easy. Okay, that should work. Oops. I'm gonna get rid of some of these layers of weird coloration. Oh, get both these selected, all right. Might not quite be the effect I'm going for. Well, hello, Michael. So that definitely blended better. You know what? I'm just gonna do that. I'm just gonna do it the other way because it's just gonna look way better. There's nothing selected. What are you thinking about? There we go. Let's go like that. Good enough. Okay, now I need to do another layer. I need some lines. Not thick enough. Still not thick enough. Thick enough. So that is 15. Gotta make my line. Never. It's probably good for now. And not all of these are 15. Ooh. just gonna bug me if the hair is not detailed. I guess. Especially when it's pretty easy just to go through here and fix it. Yes, it is. It is a very brown box, but I like my box. Just don't talk shit about my box. To do these one at a time, just so I don't accidentally affect one other layer. Actually, I might be able to utilize just that slight extra sideways to create a better line. No, because then it's not black. That's fine. Just like that. So we'll do 93. I need to make sure that it's... I can fix that part. That one doesn't really even matter. Actually, you know what? I'll leave that there. That's fine. Okay, and... outer glow... black, normal. Which one is selected? I don't even know. The first one. But I don't want to play pure lines, so I'm going to go with that. Okay. Let's see if that works better. And even like that glow around the lighter area around those, I really don't mind those. I think that they would be okay. It's just that with the low detail, they look weird. That actually is not what I wanted. Actually, not think about it. Oh, I probably should not rename it something different, because otherwise I have to go through all the textures to fix all of them individually. I don't want to do that. But getting into those base colors too, it'll make that fact that this isn't completely to the skin less visible. It's gonna take a minute to reload everything. You go and reload hair, and it doesn't reload that texture, so then you have to try hair brown, and then it doesn't work for some reason. So this is just the best way to do it. I could probably reduce the. Okay, that did not override his hair texture. Wait, where did it? I think it did. Yeah, it does look like it, but why does it still have a base down there? You don't have any dark line down here. It does look like it was overwritten, because it does look like it's higher texture quality. But I get rid of that. Well, I'll just have to try to hide it. That one is, I think, okay as it is. This is the one I need to try to really hide. Go ways in. I just didn't want to like remove the hair completely from the side of his head. Okay, that's harder to notice. It's only for like 1 second, so I'm not too worried about it. And I still have to like put all that hair on him again in a different shot, but that's fine. Okay, so leave him like that. The camera's moving okay. Is there anything else with that shot I needed to do? I potentially wanted to add something to her. I think I wonder if I can have her, the moment that everything starts going backwards, I'm gonna hide these buildings. Yeah, that's a little better. At this point. See, I think it helps. It kind of like shows like she's like looking away from the camera to let it pass. And that, I don't think that she does that here. You actually kind of blend her in with the color, the background for a second, just to get her to be off the shot. This one follows like right by her hair. This one, I haven't really done the same here. Is it even possible? I think that's this one. No, I think it's actually this one. Yeah, it is this one. This one. I'm not worried about the other one. I don't think I'm going to be able to get it to look the same like that without redoing it completely. And she wasn't even fully visible until after passing. But I have a feeling that I'm going to probably want to keep it as it was, just because with the motion blur, it's going to be impossible to make out who it even is unless they've been in the shot for a second, which is what this is. Oh, there's a camera jitter. Figure out where this camera shakes. Right there. Maybe I just got now. Is that fine with me? No, I don't think it was. Might have been between frames. Okay. The only thing I can think of with this is about actually matching the colors of his tail. It's not tail. And potentially reducing the contrast in the hair there. I was like trying to figure out how I'm gonna replace the color. So I don't want black. I'm gonna pull out just like a darker brown. That should stand out a little less. Overrides don't work the same. Only way to truly override a texture, override is basically just to say reload them all. And like that, even click it. But I do need to get their hair color to match. It looks really awkward here, that's up the contrast, but I think both taken light slightly differently. But I'm probably going to need to copy that to the tail. I wonder if I should copy some of those lines to the tail too. So I can almost guarantee you though that the tail hair is probably a just flat color, not even or with nothing. I can't remember if the texture, where the texture is. Okay, I want to check one thing here too. So I turned off level of detail. That should help a little bit. It's a tail. Okay, yeah, it is in a different folder. Oh, it's not. Sweet. That is actually that light of a color. Yeah, it is. It probably just looks really light because of the border, that's the color that's around it. So I wanted to get this color. See what that looks like first. What is this tail Sam? I want to make sure. Okay, can you tell tail brown? So I don't understand. Technically, I could have the level of detail off here because it's freaking one texture. I don't know why it was on. it, I guess, or people don't know what it does. I'm not too worried about adding those lines too, because it's in the back. It's not as much of a focus, but the hair on his head is. Does not like underscores. There we go. Tail. Let's see. So see, it's actually the same color, but it's not. I wonder, did I modify this? Or where is your gloves, boots? That's your hair is. Typically they can modify the colors differently. That should be having that kind of effect though. Well, the other solution I have this is probably not going to work out I wanted to, but this is already going to be adding a yellow to, because how the lighting is in the map, but it might be close enough. If this doesn't match, I'm just going to move on for now. Just because all the lights are yellow, so they're going to modify any of the textures they're heading to a slightly yellow color. Hello, Warhorse. Hold on a second. It's hot. It's too orange now. Yeah, I'll puss with that later. As of right now, I think it's just better with this base texture. That's actually pretty close. In general, with your extra motion there. But it's not. Alright, so I'm just going to call this one done then too. Yeah, all green, except for it's not done yet. So what I wanted to do here was I needed to I needed to lock mains on here, but I can't. I think that's going to be super boring. So I'm going to jump to doing her main. So I need to make her look better. And hope that this works because I think it was Sunset Shimmers. No, it was Rainbows. and it was EQG Rainbow. Yay! Look at this beautiful scene. And she's just like, I'm gonna jump. Jump. It just looks a little weird, but I will go with it. Get ready to jump. Or hump the air. One of those two. She's actually cross-country skiing. But then we'll make her jump just so that everybody can be happy with us. This might actually just be funny. It's just... Woo. See, Rainbow, she can flies. And the ponies don't give a shit. I guess gravity does work a little quicker. Knees totally do that. That's just what they do. Totally. Even her eyes. No, she's going into another realm. It's so graceful. All that extra stuff just doesn't work. Probably help if I had her knees not in a horrible position. There it goes. And she's gonna go. I'll make her go up first. I don't know why I'm still working on this. Up. Woo. At this point, we need to make sure she needs. Her hands need to show that she's Supergirl. She's Supergirl. She's like, at this point, I'm gonna take the hands. There we go. Oh, she's okay. Welcome back. We're killing Rainbow Dashes. Probably should have her go a little bit more into her jump here. She's going a little quick. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing. And actually, this is an old Rainbow Dash model too. That's why her eyes are all effed up. Her eyes are partially attached to part of her leg or something. I can't remember. This is. She's so sad. There. No, it fits. She's sad. I know she's sad. How do you even open the mouth? It's like... Oh, there's jaw down. Oh, that's just jaw. How do we... How do you open? Don't matter. This is an old version of the model. It's okay because she's Supergirls. She's fine. Oh, hold on. I know what we can do. Okay. Here we go.
If I can see it, then I can do it. If I just believe it, there's nothing to it. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. I believe I can soar.
Okay. I'm keeping you. Okay, we need a new remote. I can't remember how I attached it to her body. I think I did it to her neck. No, it'd have to be to her head. I think I attached her body to her neck. I'm gonna be done with that one. I could do crap like that all day, but I don't have the time to. Okay, so I need to take the root to the root, the neck to the pelvis, and I do not have. Yeah, okay. I believe there's a horse protruding from my groin. The pelvis, but I need to also do the neck, I believe. But I don't need this one. Actually, I'm going to keep it just in case. This looks like a real chubby face phony or something. Eyes are so busted. Wait, there's the lower ground. No, it's not. See stupid bitty. Alright, now I can actually do what I was doing with that. So I need to hide Artie's everything. I don't know what we're doing anyway. Okay. So RD blue. I need to get rid of it. I can't actually get rid of her eyes. Well, yeah, I can. And I'm probably going to because I don't plan on using the Rainbow Dash model for anything anytime soon. So, I need to find a model here. I'm gonna make this easier for later. Zero. I guess there is a lot more ponies equals more white poles. No, I'm almost guaranteeing you that the 3D animators and stuff goof around all the time, because it's you learn things from it. I've learned a lot of stuff from doing it. And I actually watched one where it was like a deer, and like somebody had animated it, and they said like when an animator gets bored, and it was just this deer doing kept up crap. It was hilarious, and it was just like this, downtime. Okay. Now that is creepy. It's like she's wearing the mask of Rainbow Dash. It's like she's become Pinkie Pie, and this is Cupcakes all over again. Wow, the eyelash. I didn't know the eyelash would go all the way down there. Where's the eyelashes? Oral? I'm guessing I don't need that. Here's doing this transparency thing. I could figure that out though. RD head? I'm guessing this is it. Yeah. Okay, so it's doing a slightly transparent thing. I don't want that. It's doing here, but not in the others. It doesn't matter because I'm overriding them anyway. Okay, I was using. What was I redirecting to? It's not here. It is slightly transparent here. It wasn't like that before. I noticed that. I think so. So the way that the light's hitting right here and such, I think that there might be. Oh, yeah, it definitely wasn't doing it before. You can see it down here. So why is it suddenly doing it now? Try restarting the program and see if it'll fix it. It's just normal. But yeah, the tail here isn't like the light's going through fine. It is kind of a similar shot from Luna's Banishment, but no, I'm not going to do any hoof wiggles. Ah. Okay, well, if this shot's doing it too... Well, actually, you know what? There's two things I want to check. If this shot's still doing it, and if it is, I'm wondering if it's due to my removal of the changing of the eye texture, though that would be weird that it would affect the hair texture too. Oh, in the intro? Yeah, for a while I couldn't figure out who that was. But yeah, that's why I sent her on the horn. And actually, this shot has been modified. I actually modified, I think, scene 2 and 3 here. I gotta show you I changed a couple of things to this on Tuesday. So like here, I modified the camera so that it starts further away from her. Because originally, it was like pretty close, and so this actually starts here. I started it a lot further away, but I still, that shot's not even near done. I didn't touch that one at all, though I thought I was going to. Hair's still transparent. Okay. I did modify this camera a bit. I also fixed a couple errors because I found that it might be hard to see here with this in the way. But there's a couple of clouds in the bottom left here that stopped moving. Let's see them here. Oh no, I modified the camera. So I made it so it churned more, and it was causing some clouds here that were no longer moving to get in the shot, so I had to modify that. The dragon actually was pretty heavily modified. I started the camera at a higher angle. I started the dragon from a lower angle. Because before it was this, but it felt like after everything else to be slow, so I buffed it up so that there's it moves faster. And also I made it so that this cleared at the end, so that if I want to do extras. So yeah, there's quite a bit more dragon movement. So yay, dragon. Because before I think it was only the head that moved. This time I actually added the whole body motion. So, but these two shots have to blend because I realized that this shot fades right here from that point, or not that point, this point. That it actually fades to the next shot, and for 8 frames, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, 8 frames. So I needed to do that. I fixed that rock that was a block there, so that it was no longer an issue. It's moved down. I guess here it's still causing somewhat of an issue because I moved the dragon down, but I wonder if I should have that arm lifted more. There is no front arms for these dragons. So I had to take the back legs of the dragons. That the leg might need to be sped up a little bit, actually. think I'm just gonna leave it as it was. I have to render it before I really know for sure how it's gonna look. So, drag it, yay. And then I think the only thing I modified here was fixing the particles and then adding some extra lights to them. And having Dead Dragon as explodey light now. So, I think that's the only stuff I really modified. Oh yeah, and I added that extra cloud, so you can actually see there's another, or I think I call it an extra black outer ring. So it's this ring. So this is how it was contrasting with the background right here. So I added another ring, which is actually easy. I just copied the layer that's before it, increased their size, and one by one into Yank's model of that. It really wasn't that difficult. But now it actually blends better with the background, which was the goal. If I had time, I'd probably actually add another layer and just made it semi-transparent so that then it actually literally blends with the background and it would work a lot better. The mouth is actually open in that shot, and it's not actually roaring. The problem is the angle makes that difficult, but technically she has, oh yeah, I had it open. It was a weird contrast when I had it open because it was really bright white teeth, and I had to drastically grab the jaw here as it is just to get the it to be visible when it goes up like this at all. So but I'm not too worried about that. But I gotta, like I said, I gotta render this so that to figure out whether or not the stuff that the changes I made on here work, because I'm not sure. So yeah, okay, so back to this. So I need to figure out why for main mean but. Because it shouldn't be. It's the actual textures that are modified to make this. So let's see if that's what's causing it. Never know with this stuff. That's the only modification I could think of that I've made to the hair textures that would cause something or anything. I said JoJo. I don't remember this one, but I think I just added it. This is Artem again. So that was not the cause. Well, I don't think it was the cause anyway. What on the hair would cause that? And why would it suddenly pop up now and not have been an issue before? And her hair wasn't doing it until I added the eye thing, so I still think it's the eye thing. I just think that it is a restart program thing fix. That's the only thing I've modified on that model at all. So you're gonna die, that never happens. We didn't have to sit in the game for like 5-10 minutes yesterday just waiting for you to come back by chasing a robot around the map. see if this fixes it. Because I know of an easy way to get rid of that semi-transparent problem, but it usually gets rid of the good lighting, so I don't want to do that. But this would look really tacky as it is now. So something changed that makes that happen. But I haven't done anything to the model other than modify the eye texture and then jump through her off a roof. But I'm thinking it's not the roof. Alright, see you later, Norton. Thanks for coming. I'm doing it again tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have some of this minor stuff done so I can move on to the big stuff. Okay. It was the eye texture. That is really weird. Because now it's not doing it. The hair looks fine. So, I can't override the eye texture like that. That's actually interesting though. Because it means the eye texture was interfering with the hair texture. So it's actually causing some kind of corruption in the model itself. That's interesting. It'll still leave me at the problem of getting rid of her head. So how do I get rid of the eyes without doing that? Because you can't alpha an eye. Well, I will go back to the file and putz. But at least I did figure out what was causing the problem, and now I just found a solution. Step one is just getting the questions figured out. And I opened the wrong one, didn't I? Yeah, I did. I like seeing so much green. If only if it was actually done. Probably should color these accordingly so that I can remember to go back to them. So I need to go back to that one. This one for the changes I'm going to make should be fine. It's more because of that stumble. I wanted to have extra detail put towards the end of this one, but if I'm going to extend the stumble, it's not going to be needed. This actually would work fine once I modify it as well, so I'll call that one good. And then I need to lock the names on this one, so I'm going to mark that one. And then I'm on this one, so it's fine. That fixed the main. Yes. Now I gotta figure out. I got her eyes. I don't see her eyes. There they are. Oh, there's like a. They're like broken. Something. Oh. Couldn't care less. Alright, I think it should be fine, actually. So I need it to be a bit bigger, I think. Yeah, we're gonna go with bigger, because I need to probably put it like about here. I'm gonna put the hair a little bit into the head, because I don't want to have it be as pronounced. I think I had 2 layers of it, too. I knew this was going to be interesting to try to get figured out. Kind of looks like Foster corn. Okay, good. I don't want this like large mass of hair up here. Alright, and I don't want anything other than the hair to be selectable. I'm going to keep this one non-hidden just in case I need to access the head. And this one's fine. Here's stray, that's the little ones, right? Yeah. And nothing else in the background, too. Having lots of bones. There's so much more control over stuff. That's the back one. Is there any bits of that control? The middle? I don't think so. That's the actual hair itself. This one. No, someone else controlled it. This is going to be blown. I wonder if I can... Somebody might have a better... I wonder if I can put it right through her head. This... Oh, she kind of looks like she's got a comb over then. Give it the same for now. I think I just need to color it. The strands are confusing me. What did I... Well, that was the other thing I wanted to check when I was in the other file. What color am I using here? Are any of these modified as of recent? This one, but that's the eyes. Why is this 2011? Oh, it's probably from the TF2 ones. I'm guessing I redirected to a Celestia model, which would be under models. That was just the MLP folder. No, that's the old one. Is that a VJ one? Yep, it's this one. Okay. So it's white main. So white main 1. What's white main 2? That was for getting rid of something. I think it was for some previous. But 2 implies that it was the second one, which I wouldn't do if it was the first one I did. Oh, I'll just bring up the one to see what it got. I thought I had that was for elfing out something. Yeah, it was. I was thinking this was like Celestia's textures, and I saw it as shorts. I'm like, wait, Celestia doesn't wear shorts. I want to see her try though. I don't know if she's gonna fit that donk in there. Yes, I am streaming tomorrow. And happy birthday if I miss it. Yeah, I'll be streaming most of or tomorrow, and then I will also be streaming most of next week. Okay, I really don't have to worry about that little strand. I can move that. I'm just trying to see if I can make this work, because I don't want it, because it's going to look a little bit butch right now. So I'm wondering if I can steal one of the other EQG characters and use part of their main and just hide this part, because I like it's the back of Rainbow Dash's hair that I like the most. The front I don't care about. So let me see. And it still works in the previous shot because you can't see it. So in terms of front hair, no. No, it looks super tacky. Definitely not. For some reason, I immediately thought of Bender. Rarity's going to probably be in the same boat as Fluttershy in terms of looking tacky. Might work. One thing I can see being difficult is trying to merge the front and the back together. If I did that. Plus I think it's pushing a lot of the stuff out of the way of the ears. And I don't know if that would quite work out. But that just leads to why the Sparkle suit looks like shit, so yeah, I'm talking to you. Don't look at me. Yeah. It's like, this is also dun. It's like totally done looking at you done. I think I might have to just stick with RDs. Don't talk about my dolls like that. They have feelings, you know. Okay, so it's any of the ones that start with 1 are the bases. So I can take those and see if I can. I'm wondering if I can at least try to modify it to make it work a little bit better. So this is the one thing I knew was going to be difficult with this one. So hair back. I don't want hair back. I just want hair front right now. There we go. The wind is blowing any direction, it really doesn't matter. Can I curve that out in front of the other side of the face? Probably easier if I turn the hair itself. So let's see if I can. I'm going to turn the head. I can always readjust the back hair to fit. curl at the end makes that really annoying. Can I get rid of that? Oh, I could probably just do this. Curl correctly. I want to keep the face mainly clear, but then that's starting to look like a freaking straight across the top. That's yeah, it looks so good. That could work. And then it's still not liking the hair in general, but if I want to make it work in one shot, I have to make it work in the other shots too. And I really like it in the other shot, so. Oh, because I had to jam that part of the hair down so that it wasn't so floppy. You can't really see this side, so I'm not too worried about it. Yeah. I'm feeling that if I do something like that, it's going to really break that ear. But really, I could just hide everything under the ear. Like it's cut hair. It's pretty. By her hair. Yes. This is streamlined. Thing is, I don't think it's still really fitting her character, but in terms of trying to get a detailed mane for an alicorn, this is about the best you're going to be able to do. So I'm kind of stuck with it. I wish though is that I could bring this down more to her head, because like the back mane like that actually kind of works. It's going to be layered. I'm going to add more to it, so it's not going to just be a bald neck. But I just wish that I could pull this down more, but I'm pretty sure that is not possible. Pull it down about the most or as far as I can. Only thing I can think of that's to help it is to bring all this down and then just bring all this back up. And even then, I think that still looks kind of tacky. But I guess I had to remember that I just, well, why is there Twilight here? She's trying to be sneaky, in this video. I only have to worry about what's on camera, so, but a lot of this shot was built to have the main actually out in front of her. So I wonder if I can instead oh wow, that can work. That can actually work a lot better. Like a crap load better. Bring it backed up. So then I can pull this back. Be careful about the eyeball. Though I can kind of adjust for that, I prefer not to. One thing I don't like about the back or the back of this is that it's also perfectly straight, while these are a little bit more curled. But I'm thinking that to get it to view the other side, we're going to get something like, not quite like that, like this, which is not aimed the right direction. Let's see if I can make it aim that direction. Now see, that actually looking pretty good, actually. I definitely will have to fix out to have some more of the mane come out the back of her head, but that's easy. I'm not worried about that. I'll record it so you can catch anything you missed too. I actually think that this could actually work like way better than I thought it was going to. Set to be conscious of the eyelashes and everything, so that's what I'm trying to figure out here. That's the other hair back, hair stray. That's that other one. Okay, so I can't fix the hair anymore there. That's probably because I've yanked it. So, what I will do instead is that this hair back will be brought into, I'm guessing not a default, Yeah, that's not good. So, oh, this one actually should work. I can just do this. So, she has long beard. She is so old. She grew a beard. It's Santa Whitemane. Ho ho ho, children. Yes. Okay, now I actually put this back where it's supposed to be. No, so because it's breaking the main in the back, I am going to instead keep this main as it was, which is right around here, and use this as the one that was for keeping the hair in the back of the head, like existing. So like this. So now she has hair in the back of her head. I'm gonna probably have to have another one up here because they're got kind of a bulge there otherwise. But now I'm just gonna take this part of the main 2, add this, a shrink. Ooh, maybe not that one. Let's try main 3. That one's fine. Okay. And we're gonna jam this one up. And then I'm going to take that main 2, and I'm going to see if I can drag it down. Yeah, I can. Good. Okay. Very good progress. We're going to call this hair top. That actually works. I like that phrase. That should be used more. By Celestia's beard. Because it implies so many questions. So I like that. Oh. That's not good. By pasting it, I broke it. So what did I break? That's not going to be good. That means anytime I go to copy paste, it's going to break. Which means I'm going to paste it. Actually, this one's broken for good reason. Because it's scaling to the pelvis, which is 0. It needs to lock to the body to fix it. So let me do that. I might actually auto-fix this one at least. That's fine. So this is going to be pelvis I did to the neck. And then the head I did to the head. Yes, okay, that does work. I thought it was going to. So this one broke somehow, but as long as it works in the end, I don't care. Okay, so now I can copy paste. Good. Okay, looks the same. Sweet. Now I just need to turn this one into back main. So, and for this one, I want to have this be 0.1. And the mains on the top need to be gone. That's this one. Nope. Just want to make sure they're out of the way. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself. Okay, this is kind of compressed in on itself. Oh yeah, I forgot I did this. Shoop. Does it actually look that broken from the other side? It's broken from that side, but it works from the side, so that's all that matters. Need to make it look perfectly straight and make it easier for later. God, this one has its own eyeballs I have to hide. So I want to have one be kind of the main hair, and then I'm going to have some others mixed in there. So I might have this one be the main, which would be this. So I need that big. Where's all the bones? I need to put this one down a little. So like a little. It might be a little bit too long. Now I just want to animate it kind of and see what happens. I'm doing Dolly dress up. Pony dress up? I don't even know. My pony is going to be the prettiest pony. Y'all gonna be jealous. And look at her. She even waves at me. Look, she's so happy. Hi, pony. Oh, she's so excited. Her head does that when she's excited. This cast. Dude, it lasted long ago. Don't make fun of my pony. We have a special relationship. Nobody understands us. I know she doesn't talk or breathe or care about me, but I care about her, and that's what matters. I don't think that one's gonna matter. Getting this to go up and down is going to be tough. I think I'm just going to have to base it on positioning here. Hi, ponies. Hi. Well, it actually looks pretty good with just the manipulation of the bits. So this is going... Okay, so I'm going to put this in 180. Sometimes it's hard to tell which is better. Okay, that seems forced, so I'm thinking it's going to be here. Oh wow, that even seems worse. Okay, maybe in the middle. Okay, that looks pretty good. Go with that. So hair 1 needs to back the fuck off. Let's move it. It's rotating a bit too much. Yeah, there we go. Actually, no, a little bit more than that. And I feel like this is, it still could be, like, wish I could do more drastic motion like this, but you're gonna get some weird stretching. feel like that and be like shook. It's like attack. Fuck. Okay. So I'm gonna call that good. The speed's way too fast, but I'm okay with that for now. So this is gonna be copied, and I'm guessing I'm gonna save it first. It's gonna break it. Yes. Which I think is funny. That like anytime I'm gonna fix it, but then I need to test something. Okay, head goes to head, neck goes to neck, neck goes to pelvis, root goes there. Okay. Means this one's broken and will not work. Okay, now is to ensure that the work that I've done there, because when I'm changing something, it destroys it. If I quit the program and reopen it, is it going to still be like that? Or is it going to be considered to be like a copy paste where on creating it, it's not going to work anymore? I'd rather figure that out now. Well, yeah, I think the horn feels super long because normally Celestia's mane is very bulky and covers up a lot of it, and so that's why it feels super long. When you don't have the hair effectively shrinking it, it probably would do that. I could effectively shrink it down. Might take a little bit. It is great for eye. Well, kind of. You could probably poke two people's eyes, like straight through the skull and into the person behind you. Please work. Don't be like SFM and stupid. For some reason, the YouTube app updated on my phone, and now it's constantly telling me how many video or how much I have in my offline stash, and I can't get rid of it. It's weird. Christ. Something I want. Hey, it stayed. Good. Okay. Then I'm safe. The only problem is that now I have to copy this and paste it again. Yay. Okay. I'm going to paste it twice and thrice right away. This one should be there. now I want to take this one. I'm going to get all those open. Okay, so I'm going to call this one, because it's the broken one, right? I'm going to call that one dead. This one's going to be wind main. That's not the kind of main I meant. Okay. And then we'll take this one, and I will. First, I'm going to show this. So I'm going to show this two. We're going to shrink this one, I think. Now, if I shrink it, it actually could look even weirder. I think I have an idea on what I want to do for it, but it's not going to be shrinking, so I'm not going to lie. Right now, I'm going to just delay these slightly. That is trippy and awesome at the same time. It's like it's cool. Not the effect I wanted, but it's cool. I don't want to put like 80 of them. Just have like this weird. It's like my brain's trying to tell me to run. Okay. Not what I expected, so we're gonna try going way different. Nope. Okay, so we're gonna instead try go back. Same speed. Okay. First off, I'm gonna slow this down so that I have that working. But I'm going to have this at least still in the same editable area. So I'm going to have this half speed, exactly 1/2. Even then, I think that's a little fast, but we'll keep it for now. Here should be in reverse. Oh, that would do it. So from So it goes from here to here. Now they're opposite. Okay. Get them as close as they can to each other without clipping, because the clipping is going to be fairly obvious. The reason I flipped it is then the models look different. It doesn't look so creepy when I delay it like that. See, that actually is looking pretty damn good. Actually. Compared to before. So then I could like curl these ends because I don't like how they're actually going the other direction, but because it's made to be this direction, like downwards. You can tell that the hair looks better that direction, but it looks pretty bad going the other way. Alright, I think that the hair lower might still need to be delayed a little bit more. I think its problem is it looks good, or it needs to be lower here. No, not like that. More like that. Like this. And I think it looks okay downwards. It doesn't look okay when it hits the top of its arc. So when it hits the top of its arc, which is right around here, I'm going to just round it a bit. reduce it. That might actually work. So that's that point. So what that means at this point it's there, at this point it's there. Okay, so it's about the same. I don't know if I'm gonna need that third one, actually. That's actually looking pretty damn good on its own. That doesn't even include, I haven't actually done any of the hair on her head. The like, even so, like, I don't even know if I need the hair on the head. Like, it feels like it's almost redundant. Well, I mean, I don't want to have bald pony either. I don't want to have the go, ah. That's a little weird. But if I could, like, have it... think of a way to potentially do that. Oh no, that actually wouldn't work. I was going to use Celestia's mane for the top part. It could work, but there is a part of, or the hair that's in the front doesn't have any bones, so it actually wouldn't move in the wind. A shorter version of the hair on top? No, because it would look like a comb over. I don't think it would work quite that well. Because I can always take the hair from back here, I can always wrap it around more, so that it, with a different model, to have it look like the hair is like you can always have it wrap around more like this, to give it that feel, that it's that back feel, because that's what I wanted to have it lower there for. The main problem would be, actually I want to make sure. Okay, for that angle it's fine. To me, the hair has to somehow or another cross in front of the horn. Actually, your suggestion might work. Might. The only thing, reason I think it won't work is because this hair is so flat that in the hair horn area, I can't really curve something like that's that wide around it. I wish there was some kind of tail model I could use for it. I might have an idea. I don't give a shit if it looks like shit from the back. That's not gonna matter. Big thing is ensuring that it just looks good from the front. I'm gonna call this the Donald Trump, because she's kind of looking like she's got the Trump hair going. So what I can do is I can shrink it to small. This was the idea I was going to have. So I can shrink it to small, and then I can just drag it out to extend it to the size that I might need. I have a feeling that that might be about the size I would need. That's actually not bad looking. It looks pretty good. I'm actually really surprised. It's clipping the horn a little bit, but I think in general, yeah, I think it definitely can work. I think what it's going to be is, so the hair looks pretty good here. These two bones are going to probably have to be reduced drastically in their motion, and rely on the ends of the hair to do the motion. But see, what I like about this now is it doesn't look like Celestial. That's the only reason I hated the main before. I didn't even care if it looked kind of cheesy. It just didn't look like Celestial. I didn't want to. No matter what you do to that model, no matter what color you make it, you could make it purple with pink polka dots and stripes everywhere and still look like Celestia. So I'm glad that this actually kind of looks a little different. I'm going to change the timing on this one quite a bit though, because this one it doesn't matter if it's timed with it or not. And actually, if anything, I could speed this one up. Do like this. Because being that it's smaller, to me implies that it almost should go faster. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to speed this up. How long is the next shot? Slower. Okay. I just want to make sure I can steal the hair for the next shot. I'm going to make this go faster, but then I'm also going to make it move less. Oh. 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 I crashed it. Oh, let's get fun with that. Damn. I don't know what I lost off of that either. I don't even care. That was funny. Because a lot of that time was just spent trying to figure out what worked. So, because like that thing of if you spent an hour trying to do something and you crash and you lose an hour of work. Yeah, But like there, I spent probably 40 minutes of an hour just trying to figure out how to do it. But once you figure out how to do it, you can redo it in like 10 minutes. So that's why it's like I wouldn't be worried if I lost like an hour of work there. She derped so bad, she crashed it. I just don't know what went wrong. It doesn't help she has yellow eyes and like kind of an off-white skin. I mean, that just tells you something. She's just a big derpy. I was thinking herp derp, and then I was thinking of how that would work for derpy, but herpy derpy doesn't sound as good. I don't think we want to deal with a herpy derpy. I probably lost all the little main. Oh wow, it's all there. I'm gonna see it right away. But like that actually looks. I did not expect the hair to look anything close to decent. I think I just lost the speed on it. See, like in my head, I keep seeing yellow shot, and so I jump to that one just because my head tells me that's the shot you're working in then. I thought we blamed Michael for everything. Or did you forget? Jeez. Actually, it looks like they had a current thing for getting the Apex pack. That's the default playhead. Oof, too much playhead. Why'd you say I gave the derpy the what have you been doing, Michael? What have you been doing to derpy? The only thing I'm worried about a little bit with this is if it looks too much like two separate mains. So like right here, there's a pretty drastic difference in the lighting, which means that I need to move these closer. Essentially, I want to move them as close as I possibly can. So here, we technically crisscross here. I don't care if they crisscross as long as it doesn't look like they crisscross. And it looks like they do. So, I'm going to grab this section, just have it turned. This one has to turn out. That's good there. Gotta do the same to the next bit, which is right here. back main is clipping into the first one again from here to here. So I need to make sure that that doesn't happen. Oh, that probably was one that I just didn't get fixed because of the stuff last time. What if I just turn it? Nope. We will put it out. Oops. And then curve it back in. See a little bit of a main problem there, but I can fix that a little bit. So where was this? This was midpoint here. Let's change position like that. So green is this way. I need the green a little bit less, and blue. I would get it pretty close to what the other one is. Okay, and then that neck has that problem right here. Is that part of the top main? Yes, easy to fix then. She leans back, it's fine. So this one can't fix it. No, wait, that's not even the right main. This one, oh, that one can fix it. Oh, never mind. Okay, and these go in the cycle of, I think, we're still looking at this original time frame. Yeah, okay. So we're looking at this gap right here. So I want to take this and at least give some kind of life to the back here. That just looks like Celestia. This doesn't. I still have to do the tail, but having figured this part out helps. Oh, I guess, yeah. Well, we said to normally blame you, but if you blame yourself, well, that just says that's a mouse. Okay, is her horn too big? can't remember if there is a separate horn model for a alicorn horn. I think it's just these. Because if there's no alicorn horn separate, I really can't do anything about it without some really awkward workarounds that I prefer not to do. I'm not seeing one, so unless someone has a different download for it. It's here.
Don't wanna hesitate, I wanna be braver.
So I think the horn works here because the main goes up so high, but in here the main doesn't go as high. Might have to play with the legs a little bit because she just kind of slides into position here and her back legs are technically visible, so you can actually see the slide. I need to have her leg pulled up or something. Time, that's about the best I can say. I've been using it for years, so I know a lot of the stuff because I like to experiment and just learn stuff over time. Time is the best teacher. As long as you're using that time correctly. And I spent a lot of time just trying to learn things. So, or experimenting. So like the little stupid thing of Rainbow Dash jumping off the yeah, that makes sense. It's made. I was experimenting. I was playing around, throwing things out there. Sometimes that's where you learn things that you remember the most. So. But like I've done main transfers before, like to a different model. So here it was just I was doing similar, like for example, yeah, except the save file because this doesn't work anymore. But for Luna's Banishment here, the main here at the end for Nightmare Moon. That's not the actual main for the model. The main that comes with the model was causing transparency issues with everything around it, so I couldn't use it. Or at least not without everything looking really weird. And so instead, I took the old Nightmare Moon main and did the exact same thing I did here, where I took the model, jammed it into her head in smaller size, flipped it 180 so that the main was then falling backwards instead of forwards, like the main is actually normally made to, and that worked. But it took time to figure it out there. But because I did it there, I knew now that it was an option. It was like another tool in the arsenal. So, so something I learned from here, I was used 2 years later to do the stuff I'm doing now. Except for the horn thing, I didn't do any horn things. That video is so fucked up. It's so cheaply done. Well, I have Wish Powers too, but... And I hit a point a long time ago where I was... Because it used to be like I would... Huh? Where I didn't know how to do something, and I wouldn't even bother trying, but now it's like, now I know everything's possible. I just... Yeah, I made main. It looks pretty good.
It's not just Celestia main anymore.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what
there it is.
that's what it was before, so. So.
Hello.
Yeah, it looked pretty good. Just took almost the entire stream to figure out how to make it look good.
It looks so cute.
And it's the exact same model used 4 times.
So good. Look at all that hair.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at that hair. It's so long.
That is going to more German and you just made it more Canadian.
You should ask her what conditioner she uses. It's very pretty.
Maybe she's born with it.
Maybe it's hair.
Maybe it's hair. I was born with hair. I don't know. My friends are coming over.
You have hair?
Yep.
Things I didn't know about you.
Your butt.
Just dancing. The has go rising. So I will see that this one. Oh no, this one is not done. I'm gonna have to do her tail too. This shot though, oh, the tail is visible. Okay, so I will have to do this first shot first, I guess. Oh, actually I should test it with the light rays on too. Okay. I'm looking forward to rendering this so I can see what it looks like. For on U-head. Anyways. But I'm not going to get started on the tail right now because it's going to take me forever to get that figured out. But it's going to be a lot of copy paste. But I just have to basically just take the same model and jam it in her butt. That'll be fun. Nothing better than a hair suppository. So, anyways, so I'm just going to hear because I want to grab that old video piece to put on Twitter because it was fun from earlier. And something to munch on because I didn't eat dinner. So, alright, so yeah, I will be streaming again tomorrow like normal. I'm not sure if I'm going to still go till 10 because it's 4 streams in a week. Like that, I'm not sure. Maybe, maybe not, but I'm pretty sure I'm just going to end it anything after 9 that feels comfortable. At least Friday already. So yeah, I will see you guys probably tomorrow then and stuff. So thanks for some of the ideas on how to do some of that. So, alright, and get the cat, and okay. See you tomorrow.